Hello everyone, you're welcome back to this channel. This is Tosban Fashion channel. Here is a channel where you can learn a lot of ways, and in today's video I'll be sharing with you how this beautiful layer gown is being achieved. So if this is what you're interested in, please kindly take your time and watch this video to the end. Don't go away, okay? So I'm going to show you how this is being achieved. So it's going to be done step by step, okay? Just take your time and watch to the end. And if you want to be part of this great family, all you need to do is to click on the subscribe button below and you hit on the notification bell so that you can be part of this great family, okay? So if you have any question regarding this tutorial, feel free to drop your question as well. Thank you. So I have my fabric right here. I have the down part of this gown and the upper part of this gown, okay? So for the sake of this video, I'll be working with the upper part first. So the upper part is going to have a facing, okay? I have both the front and the back piece, okay? So right now I've placed it on each other, the front piece on the back piece. As you can see right here, I have the front piece to be the width 25 inches while the length 16 inches, and the back piece width 28 inches, length 16 inches also. So right now, like I've said, you can see me, I've placed it on each other. Now I have that little space left is for the button, the zipper allowance. So I'm doing this, I'm reducing it to make the zipper allowance to be just 1 inch instead of 1.5 inch it was initially. So right now, pardon me for using white chalk because it's white, so I wouldn't want it to be stained, okay? Please pardon me for this. So right now we are going to start in detail. Now I proceed by marking half of my shoulder, which is 7 inches. That is, for the full shoulder is 14 inches. Now I go ahead and mark 1 inch for the shoulder slope, as you can see me rightly doing here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to proceed marking the neckline width. I'm using 2.5 inch because it's going to be a turtleneck, okay? So after this, I go and connect from the shoulder slope down to the neckline width, okay? And that is what I'm doing right here. So after this, I proceed to marking the length of the armhole. I'm using 6.5 inch, okay? So after this, I connect from that point to the shoulder slope, and that is what I'm doing right here. So after this, the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead to the bust line. So I'm going to mark 1/4 of the bust. I have the bust to be 34 inches divided by 4 plus 2 inch extra for the seam allowance. So that gives me the total of 10.5 inch, okay? So I go to create an armhole around the armhole line, okay? After this, I'm going to come in by 0.5. That is going to be for the front armhole curve, okay? So after this, I'm going to proceed to marking the waist, okay? The waist is 28 inches divided by 4. I'm going to add 1 inch for that, 1 inch for the zipper slash, and also 1 inch or 2 inch for the seam allowance. So whatever it gives me, I'm marking at that point, okay? So after this, I'm going to connect right to the bust line. So after this right now, the next thing is to work on the connection, as you can see me doing right now. You could use your free hand, you could use your ruler, but I'm using my free hand. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go ahead to the neckline. I'm going to mark the back neckline depth. I'm using 1 inch, as you can see. Then for the front neckline depth, I'm using 3 inches, okay? You could use 3.5 inch, but in this case I'm using 3 inch, okay? So the next thing is just to go ahead and connect the points together like I'm doing right here. So after this is to go ahead and cut, tracing the line which I've marked on this fabric. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is to cut the back depth first, and also the back armhole line, then also the side seam, after which I proceed into reshaping the front panel. Okay, so I'm done with the first piece, and here is it. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to open the back piece, because it's going to have a zipper. Okay, and that's the essence for me opening the back piece into 2 equal half. So here is the back piece. Can you see? Okay, so right now, like I said, I'm going to work on the front piece. So I'm going to reshape the neck depth, the neckline depth, and also the armhole curve. Remember, I came in by 0.5 inch for the front armhole curve, and that is what I'm doing right here, removing what I came in by. So perfect. So the front is ready. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go in from the center front, to go in by 4 inch for my dart point. So I'm going to mark it 4 inch right here. So I'm going to, from that point, I'm going up by 5 inch. That is the length of the dart, which I'm going to make on the front fabric. So then the leg is going to be 0.5 on both sides. So I'm going to connect to the length, connecting from the upper part to the dart leg. So at the end is going to give me a V shape. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go ahead and notch, so that it will be easy for me to dictate, okay, by the time I begin to sew. So right now I've gone ahead and cut the facing using the main fabric for the back piece to cut the facing, and I also did it to the front piece using the front piece to cut the facing. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to sew from the neckline down to the zipper space, down to the waistline. So as you can see, I've sewed the neckline down to the zipper, and I also sew the neckline of the front panel. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to make a small cut around the neckline width, and that is what I'm doing. So this is very, very important, okay? So I'll be turning to the right side, turning the fabric to the right side. So this is how it looks. So I'm also making a small cut around the front neckline, so for easy turning, okay? So the next thing I'm going to proceed, I'm going to wrap that of the back piece to wrap it with that of the front piece shoulder, as you can see me doing right here. So I sew, and that is what I will be applying to the second shoulder line, okay? So I carefully wrap it to the front shoulder line, and I sew. After doing that, the next thing is to proceed to the dart on the waist side. So I'm going to sew the dart from the dart leg to the 5-inch which I measure. So I will sew to the 5-inch, to the length of 5-inch, okay, on both sides. So after this, yes, this is how it looks. So the next thing is to work on the collar, okay. So I have my fabric one piece folded into two, is on fold, one piece on fold, okay. So I'll go ahead and mark 1 inch downward first, which is going to be my starting point. I mark 1 inch on both sides, then I draw an horizontal line across that point. So I will be making the width of my collar to be 1.5 inch, okay. You could make yours 1, but the standard one should be 1.5 inch, between 1.25 inch and 1.5 inch, okay. So I'll be using 1.5 inch in this video. So I've marked like 0.5 downward to make a curve, a slight curve around the front corner. So I'm going to place this on another fabric, okay. Then I place it on another fabric. So to cut out the facing for this collar, okay, this is the facing I will use to turn it so that the front aspect or the front side of this collar, the upper part, will be neat. So as you can see right now, I'm placing it on another fabric, okay, the same fabric. So I'm going to mark 0.5 upward as allowance, and I'll also do it to the down part also. So here is the two pieces. So I'm going to sew from the upper part like this first. So, and this is how it's going to look. I've folded the other part So this upper one is going to be where I'm going to attach to the fabric and sew. Just watch what I'm doing right here. So I've gone to the circle. This is the second phase of this tutorial, and here is the fabric for the down part of this dress. Now that space, little space there, is for the zipper allowance of 1 inch. Okay, so I proceed marking 1/4 of my waist circumference plus an allowance. So I mark it right here and I connect straight to the down part like this. So the next thing is to go ahead and cut. So that is the front and this is the back. So I'm going to open the back because it's going to have a zipper. So I carefully open it, making sure that it's equal half. So I notch the width of my zipper, and this is what I have. So the next thing, I'm going to mark 6 inches like this. So I will be repeating this on this same fabric in 3 places. Okay, so I have my 4 layers here. I have the width of the first one to be 32 inches, while the length to be 8 inches for the first layer. Then the second layer, I have it 32 plus 4 giving me 36. Then the length is 9 inch. Okay, then the third layer, this is the second layer, 36 in width, then 9 in length. Then the third layer, I have 40 inches, then length 9 inches. Then the fourth layer, I have about 46 or so, then the length still 9 inches. It actually depends on how full you want your pleats to be. Okay, so there is no standard one for this or that. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little small pleats across the borderline of each fabric of this layer. So after this, I'm going to place or the down part, then I lay my layers, I sew my layer on the down part. Okay, this time around I'm going to place the second layer like this. Okay, then I sew. Also the same thing repeated on the third layer. So I place it like this and I sew. So at the end I have this. This is how it looks. So we are proceeding. Please, if you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up. I want to believe that you are gaining in this same video. If you have, please let me have your comments. Thank you. So right now I'm going to sew the inner part of the layer, after which I close the main down part on which this layer is being sewn. Okay, so this is what I have. So I'm going to place the back panel on the front piece and sew also, just like the way I've just done to the other side. I will sew the inner layers first, the sides, after which I finally close it. So I have the product dress is ready. Okay, I want to believe that you have gained or you have found this tutorial very useful or helpful. If you are, please don't forget to subscribe if you are yet to do so, and then kindly share this video out to your loved ones. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video. I really appreciate you, and I want to appreciate my subscriber out there. Thanks for always being there. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate you. So if you have any question regarding this tutorial, feel free to drop your question in the comment section, and also if you have any suggestion, you are highly welcome. Please kindly drop it as well. Thank you very much. So till I come your way again, bye for now. Thank you.